Welcome back to you, darling. Did you know that toilet paper hands will get toilet paper results? That's why we put 1, 3, or 5 ice cubes in our orange juice drinks. This is a HEX and PulseChain update, and I'd like to demonstrate to you why, on average, people who trade wrecked themselves. Now, obviously, whenever the market goes down, all the traders, the short-term mindset people will come out of the woodworks and go, I told you. But guess what? You are talking to somebody who's been day trading for over 10 to 12 years. So obviously I love trading, but I knew with the distance that crypto moves, you are playing with fire. And I'm going to show you why. Because you see the candles go down and you think, well, if things are going down, why don't I just get out? But let me show you this. This is a great demonstration. Luckily for you, you are my baby doll, baby cake pumpkin, and you're a blueberry pie. We're going to listen to this. Have a look at this. Friendly reminder not to day trade your crypto stack, as 98% will lose. That's right, not 100%, 98%. So if you really believe you're the 1 in 50 who is going to continuously and consistently win over the next 5+ years, please do it. But for 49 out of 50 people, you won't. You won't even get close. And you will do the things right 20 times, but on the 21st time, you will slice and dice yourself. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So here's an example with HEX. Now, what you're going to see is the 50% move in HEX once upon a time used to be 10 cents. So have a look at this. So I'm going to show you this. You see this arrow here? Once upon a time, that was 50%. So you can come and play around in this range. That's what it used to be. But then look what happens. So it used to be 10 cents. But now a 50% move is like half to 1 cent. It's tiny. And with thin liquidity, it's very easy for someone to just slap you and slap it upwards. And now you are begging and crying for the market to go down. So as I reiterate here, you get wrecked if you take a loss and you have to buy back higher. For example, if you sold Bitcoin at 15,000, you sold your Bitcoin, you got 15,000, and then it's up to 22,000, you can't buy back your full 1 Bitcoin, right? You can only buy back 22 on 15 on 22, right? That's only how much you can buy back. So you can only buy back 68% of a coin. So here I am talking to you as well. Don't risk it on PulseChain or PulseX either. That's why I have these charts, because I want you to understand the danger of doing this. Now, of course, when markets are volatile, on average, if there's a lot of people throwing things around, monkey slinging poop, you can get away with murder. But when you're in low depression zones, I mean, you are really playing with fire, friends, right here. Like the HEX is like 1 cent here. All it's got to do is go up to just this distance. You see this? You can't even see this tiny distance. I'm going to show you right now. Right here, right? You see this? This is like 1 cent. And all it's got to do is just go up. Look at this. You can't even see it all the way. There you go. Bang. You've lost half your position. See you later. You can't get back in. And you might think, well, I'll just get back in. Well, you say that now, but because I live in the future, I already know when HEX gets back to 20, 30, 40 cents, you are going to be cursing yourself, and you will increase the probability that you screw it up, because you will be cheering for another 2x, another 2x, another 2x. What if it doesn't come? What if Bitcoin scams us and HEX only goes to 40 cents, comes back down? Are you prepared for that? So you will increase your win rate, your chance of making the right rational decision, if you don't play around with fire. So here I am explaining here. The reason why most people get destroyed trading highly volatile crypto like HEX, it's because at higher volatility action zone, 10 cents used to be the 50% move. But now it's half cent to 1 cent, man. It's a tiny distance on the chart. I want you to have a look how big this rectangle is. You can see it. Look how big this rectangle is. A lot of room for error. But down here, it's tiny. It's absolutely tiny, like the example I just showed you, okay? So if you have to buy back in, that's assuming you get back in. So that's the other unfortunate part. All the stock market people, we laugh at them for being boomers, but they are wise. They have 100+ years of stock market wisdom, and they know when you get in the business of timing things with your portfolio constantly, you are playing with your soap in the shower. You are literally fondling your soap, and every time you touch your soap in the shower, it rinses away. That's exactly what happens with your portfolio, because not only do you have to get a nice ping of a short, you have to time it to get back in. And what you'll find is over time, I mean, I don't want you to find out the hard way. You can find out the hard way. There are many people who have just disappeared from crypto. It's survivorship bias. Have a look around on Twitter. You don't see anybody teaching this. You know why? Because all the people who learned this the hard way, they destroy themselves. They're not around. They're shilling casino trading links. They're shilling referral links. They're shilling ICO pump and dumps. That's because they make the mistake and then they say, okay, well, I'm going to make money somewhere else and I'm going to promote coins to everybody else. So here I am. I want to set a different example for the industry. They are scum. They understand that the game has a 98% loss rate, but they will still feed you that junk, but not under my watch. You will not find that here. So when we go through this, I want you to see the danger of it. So what I love seeing, and of course, this is one of my pet peeves, is I love seeing other influencers post charts. And what they'll do is they'll put it on a weekly and they'll put it on a regular chart. And it makes everything look absolutely kabooshed. Do you want to know what's funny? Have you heard of a little coin called Bitcoin? We can even go to the early Bitcoin days, okay? Because no one really does their research. They say they do, but they don't really. Because I can go back to the early days of Bitcoin, right? And you can have a look at this. This is the early Bitcoin days. Look how atrocious Bitcoin looked at one point. This is a weekly chart. You didn't know it was ever going to come back. Have a look at this. This is the top, by the way, that Da Vinci J15 bought on Bitcoin. And Richard Hart also bought the top of Bitcoin here. Look at this. Look, it's absolutely garbage. Now imagine I was just posting this chart on you every single day for Bitcoin going, ha ha, it's a pump and dump. This weird Satoshi dude on the internet. You're trying to make it a religion. You're just some weirdo on the internet. He doesn't even show his face. This is the type of turmoil that you have to sit through if you are watching the markets every single day. What separated the men from the boys here was the fact that the believers, Richard Hart, Da Vinci J15, Andreas Antonopoulos, Trace Meyer, Roger Ver, those believers and more, they said, screw it. We're either going to negative numbers or this thing is going to work. And of course, you know what comes next. Slowly. And these are weekly candles, man. It's like, oh, what happened to your Bitcoin? What happened to your Bitcoin? And then you see it coming up and down, up and down. This was the Bitcoin halvening, the pump and dump. And then here we go up into the moon and it never comes back. Now, of course, I don't know if we're going to get so lucky and get something of this ginormous size ever again. But you can see it's the same story. It's the exact same story. What's the difference? This is the weekly chart. It goes, it gets absolutely kabooshed, drops down. It's over, right? It's absolutely over. So you can just do this chart with everyone else. So when people post charts like this, I love it because what they're doing is they are confirming their bias. They want to believe that what they're looking at is absolute trash. But the truth is they are trash. They are projecting. Do you know what projecting is? Projecting is when you are rotten inside and you project hate into the world. So here I am spreading friendship and kindness on my channel for free, literally absolutely free, because I'm here to help you. I get nothing out of it except your friendship and your kindness. Please confirm your friendship in the comment section. And this is what I am here to do. I'm here to show you it's the same game. I have done many videos, many posts showing you what was the difference between this and every other coin. You know what it is. It's the community, the network effect, Metcalfe's law. Is there a community around? Are there people yelling and screaming? I still see the PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX tags. I still see the tattoos everywhere. I still see people around. I discovered this because I wanted to know, deep inside my pointy elbows, I wanted to know, why does a crypto actually recover? Not why might it recover or why does it have a chance to? No. I want to know exactly why it does. Of course, it's more buyers than sellers, but why? Why do the buyers come in? It's because the community is the asset and it didn't go to zero. People stayed. When people stay, they work their jobs, they get value from outside places, they get the liquidity, it forms a coalition, it forms a religion, and suddenly we start to recover, and suddenly not everyone can get back on board the train. This is the risk we take. Of course, this is not financial advice. We can go straight to zero. A lot of people are whinging and crying. If you can't handle it, please click sell and leave. There are plenty more groups out there for you where you can cry in the corner because no one wants to hear your little whinging. I'm here to help you for free. If you believe you can share better information, do it. Please do it and tag me. I have been hungry for information out there. But every single time somebody says, this coin's poop, and I ask them, okay, give me a coin, they either go radio silent or they give me something absolute trash, some sort of dog coin meme rejuvenation thing with like $4,000 of liquidity. It's always a disappointment. And trust me, I am so hungry for great coins all the time. You know me. 100% unbiased and independent. That's how I find what I do. So when you put on a log chart, you get to see what happened at the start. This is why it's very interesting to watch the start. Why I like looking at the HEX beginning and what happened at the start is because even though I have projected out to the community and out into the cosmos that, hey, HEX at the start did this scam down only. Richard Hart let everybody sell it, and then he rewarded the believers going up. Even when I say this, even when I say it out there, people still don't believe, which is great. Double thumbs up to that. They are crumpled slippers wearers. This is actually, I can't tell you how excited I get when I see this, because often I'm scared. I mean, you're contrarian, right? You know me, I'm contrarian. I know if I project something out there and the crowd agrees, it ain't looking too good, because it means it's priced in on average. And it's not just me making this up. Go listen to Ray Dalio. Go listen to all the greatest investors. This is exactly how the game works. And the fact that I can actually go and tell you, hey, the same dude, the same community is done this scam launch at the start and we're about the same place, people still don't want to listen, which is fantastic. That's great. I'm like, wow, I'm giving you the answer in front of your face and you're still rejecting it? That sounds like an absolute steal to me. So this is why I tell you, your risk of missing out becomes big over time. When you start trying to trade this here and there, you get absolutely screwed. I remember one of the community members, Johnny Chaos, he was buying and selling at like 1 Satoshi here. And then one Satoshi and 2 Satoshi, and then it just flipped and it doubled. There you go. Minus 50% position gone already. And then he learned from that straight away. But you might not be so lucky, because it's easy to say, oh, well, this thing's going down, I'm just going to get out. The problem is, do you have a signal for yourself of where to get back in? Most people don't. All they do is they draw a signal and they go, oh, well, we're going down here. And I say, okay, well, basically you've told me you've got a coin and you said it's going to flip heads. And I've asked you, all right, what if it flips tails? No response. You're talking to thin air. I'm literally, okay, what if it flips tails? Do you have a plan for that? No. So the reason why, I'm going to play devil's advocate, the reason why people don't take this seriously is they said it was going to flip heads, it flipped heads. All right, let's do this. They said it was going to flip heads here, it flipped heads. It flipped heads, it flipped heads, 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 heads. You got 7 heads in a row. And I'm saying, well, you know what? I know the next move is still 50-50 chance, but what if it flips tails twice in a row? And everyone's like, bullocks. Absolutely bullocks, sir. I will stay with my crumpled slippers, and I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to buy it back minus 90% cheaper. So, hey, you can do that. That's fine. I'm just telling you, I'm going to keep buying. I don't really care. I'm just here to show you what I am doing, because you're going to remember this. This is why you listen to high value content like this, because my job is not to brag to you once it recovers, if it does recovers and we start getting the asymmetric return, because you got nobody blame but yourself if you miss out on this. And trust me, I've got a long list of people, like they're going to wish they never ever tagged me that whole time. Like, it's coming. I won't be surprised if I get a few blocks and mutes, because the pain coming their way is going to be glorious. And coupled with that, if you believe you have like an anti-affinity to HEX, that's fine. We all know it's liquidity bonded. So this is the PulseChain chart itself. You know it's all liquidity bonded. You know there's yield farming opportunities. You know you can go to app.pulsex.com and yield farm if you like. You don't have to take a big punt. I mean, there's yield farms here just literally sitting here. Do you know how many times I look at somebody doing a nice, deep analytical research report on DeFi, and I'm like, oh, wow, yield, let's go check it out. And every single time I'm disappointed. You know why? Because the new DeFi protocols that get created, there's always some gimmick. There's a gimmick like you got to lock half in, but to get to yield, you got to buy their token. And then you got to stake their token, and you got to do some weird stuff, and they're always trying this real yield. And you say, hey, isn't that exactly what we're doing? Yes, but here's the problem, okay? The problem is PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX have community members who are going to take this to the grave. You got Mr. Westcott's Crypto making songs with SJ, right, for PulseX. With PulseChain, you literally already have tattoos. With HEX, you have people 15 years staked. We have a doctor. We've got Dr. Hexologist out there. We have all these community members. They're not walking away, okay? Now, I have no guarantees, but let me tell you something, all right? If they didn't walk away after minus 99%, that tells me they ain't walking away. This is my qualitative research and edge that you can't get from simply looking at a chart. Because, hey, every chart looks like this. What makes this one special? You're never going to know how far your coin goes. All you can do is try to align yourself with a higher probability and a higher win rate. That's all you can do. We do no leverage. We sit here. If you want to cry, that's cool. Click sell the public open markets and sell it. Get out. Someone else will buy it off you. In fact, I don't even want to tell you that. Just please sell and leave. For the rest of us, we're still playing on that game. I have marked here the vertical lines when 2024 begins and then 2025 begins. We are nowhere even near that zone. If you go back and you check any other altcoin, this is stock standard obliteration stuff, and it only starts repricing after Bitcoin and Ethereum show the market that, hey, we are worth something. Once Bitcoin and Ethereum, the spears or the spear, if you like, once they start adjusting upwards, people start realizing, damn, why am I buying a $40,000 coin when I can buy something for 3 pennies? Which is not how you're supposed to think, but that's how the average person thinks. Are you going to sit here and argue with it? Or are you going to try and be some super smart dude buying Bitcoin on leverage to try and make your plus 20% with all the scam fraudsters who are doing their leverage trading links and stuff, right? So that's something that you have to decide yourself. I can't decide that for you. So to conclude, we are still in a depression zone. And it's funny, remember what I told you about projection. There are people, I understand, they drink a lot of soy. They're in open relationships. Some of them, probably Reddit mods. And when the price goes down in a buy zone, they absolutely lose the plot. I know a lot of you, I mean, you think, I know, look at this. If you just get the ruler here and you drop it down, like that's minus 80%. And look where I started from, okay? So I've told you time and time again, time is the fourth dimension. I am investing based off time. I know the community is going to keep growing. I know this thing is cheap. I know Richard Hart's doing the same formula, is rinsing everybody. And look, everybody, a lot of people failing the test. They're selling and they're quitting and they're leaving. I watched some HEX streamers, shout out to all of them. Some of them have friends who literally capitulated the bottom. And I was like shocked. These are like OG Hexicans saying that they have friends who just click sell, vomited and couldn't do it. So, hey, it is what it is. And I already know what happens because I watched it happen in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Tell you what now. As I promise you this, as soon as we get some green candles, I'm going to be watching the view count on all my videos about Metcalfe's law, community being the asset, and the adoption and all this stuff. They're going to start getting views precisely the wrong time. Because, you know, the difference, look at this, man. I'm just going to tell you one last thing, friends. The difference between buying here and then waiting to buy up here, okay, if you have spare cash, look, from here to the top, you're getting like a 4x, okay? But from the bottom here to the top, man, you're getting a 45x. But hey, people are going to do what they want to do. Some people just like drinking soy. For us, we keep our back straight. We've got our fluffy slippers on and 3 ice cubes for our orange juice. Like, subscribe, press the bell button and all. Tell mum and dad we're waiting for the golden arrow. Catch you in the next one.